My name is Misty. I am the operations manager here at the Polar Caves, and I have worked here for 3 years now. The Polar Caves is a series of 9 granite caves that are formed by these big giant granite boulders. They were formed from the last ice age about 12,000 years ago. The Laurentide ice sheet came across North America, and all of these giant granite boulders melted out of the ice sheet and formed what we have behind us as the Polar Caves. So back in 1922, a family lived on property and came across the caves, and they were amazed by that, so they started selling tours, and people would come up from Boston on the train, and more people wanted to come and see it, and so they started expanding. They started building the boardwalks and adding to all the caves. And generations of families have now come year over year. Polar Caves is special because it gives people a safe opportunity to connect with nature. The Polar Caves are granite caves, which is different from a lot of other caves in the country, which are limestone caves actually. So this is special to the White Mountain region, and we've given access to something that's not normally accessible. We have boardwalks through and in between the caves that are also lit up for you, so you can kind of explore it at your own pace. We see young kids and older people come and enjoy the caves, experiencing something new in a safe place where your whole family can have a good time. In addition to the caves, we do have a small nature trail, which is beautiful and full of flora. And we also have a rock garden, which is very similar to the caves. We've built boardwalks through them, and you can see all of these giant erratic boulders. And there's lots of interesting facts that we've listed throughout the boulder maze. We also have Animal Park, and it has European fallow deer and a bunch of wild and domestic ducks that you can feed, and the deer will actually feed right out of the palm of your hand, so it's a really great experience for people of all ages. The expressions that people have after they go through the caves when they say things like, "That is not what I was expecting," or "That was more of a challenge than I thought it would be," just with a big smile on their face, really makes me feel like I'm part of something that matters.
Hi, I'm Dave Anderson. I'm the Director of Education at the Forest Society, and Lost River is one of the Forest Society's properties, and it's managed in cooperation with White Mountains Attractions. Lost River is 157 acres owned by the Forest Society. It is a natural attraction. Waterfalls, boardwalks, more than 1,000 steps, and it provides a really unique opportunity for families to come and have an outdoor experience in a safe and accessible environment. It's a wonderful family tradition for many people in the summertime. Lost River was formed more than 15,000 years ago when the last glaciers and ice sheet retreated over New Hampshire and protected by the Forest Society in 1912 to set aside the gorge for visitation for people to come here. So there's a long tradition of managing the property to encourage people to experience this natural attraction. Over time, ladders were added and boardwalks were added, but it's always been a place that was for people to experience nature in the summer months. People from all over who may not be hardcore hikers can come here and safely experience a magical natural outdoor setting they probably otherwise would not have gotten to see. There are features here that have gotten pretty renowned over time, especially probably the Lemon Squeeze Cave, the Hall of Ships, the Sun Altar. There is a side boardwalk that goes up to a pothole that was carved when the river was rushing out of here after the glacier. There's an overlook that you can see an old growth forest with an incredible view into the heart of the White Mountains, looking east down the Kinsman's Notch. What I've come to love most about Lost River is the people experience. When I see people outdoors in nature, having a great day, walking through Lost River Gorge, laughing with their family, their friends, their loved ones, it's a place that people really can learn and enjoy safely in an accessible environment, unplug and be together outside in nature. Really a remarkable opportunity.
Hi, my name is Mike Gooden. I work here at the Hobler Railroad. I've been here for 23 years, and I consider myself to be a railroader. I say it's a family fun attraction for families for all ages, kids, anybody that likes enjoying trains. It started in 1987 with Eddie and Brenda Clark. They had a vision that people would like to go for a train ride. and the rest is history. We follow the Pemigewasset River through the valleys, and people like to see the river. You get to see the nostalgic part of the train from different eras and that run through railroad history, and they're all exciting to see. My favorite time of the year is the fall. Going through the valley to here in the fall of the year is just unbelievable. Every day the colors change. In the summertime, yeah, it's hot. You see people out there swimming in the river, fishing, canoeing, hiking. There's many things to do. It's great. Our engines range anywhere from the 1930 era to 1970s. Our passenger cars range anywhere from the 1950s to the 1926 cars. We have generations that keep coming. I've worked with kids when they were this tall, and now they're taller than me, and they're bringing their families, and I'm saying, stop growing, you're making me feel old. It is an amazing place to work. That's why I've been railroading for 48 years, and I can't give it up yet. To me, it just gets better every year.
My name's Jesse Answer. We're here at Alpine Adventures. I'm the marketing director here, and I've been here for 8 years. Alpine Adventures is New England's premier adventure destination, and we like to say we do things a little differently here. What we offer is extremely unique, and being located in the heart of the White Mountains truly adds to the experience of getting out of your element. We are a zipline company at the heart of what we do. Part of the uniqueness is the vehicles that we use. They're called Pinscowers, the 6-wheel drive trucks, and that's what we use to get you to the top of our mountain. We have 3 separate zipline courses ranging from beginner-friendly to extreme. I believe it's 18 separate ziplines. Really what brings our tours to life is our guides. We have an extremely professional guide staff that will coach you through anything that you're experiencing and really help you push through your comfort level.
3, 2, 1, go!
Common misconception is people think everything Alpine offers is here on Main Street. What's behind me is called Thrillsville Aerial Adventure Park, which basically is 3 different levels where you can challenge yourself as it gets harder. And we also have our big airbag stunt zone, which is a 4-story ramp. You ride a tube down onto a big airbag. It's pretty fun. So what you see here is just really turning the page is what Alpine offers as a whole. Where actually we have 300 private acres about 15 minutes down the road, and that's really where all the magic happens. That's where all of our zipline courses are. That's where all of our off-roading is. The cool thing about our zip courses is actually we're constantly changing them, and we're constantly adding new elements or rebuilding zips. Same goes for all of our driven tours, the off-roads or the side-by-sides. We have a variety of drivers and a variety of roads, so each tour is different day-to-day, tour-to-tour. Alpine is year-round, all 4 seasons, so if you've been on a tour with us in the summer, we highly recommend coming back in the winter. It's a completely different experience. Foliage is definitely one of our prime times. If you want to take a foliage tour with us, definitely book in advance. We actually run what we call as our winter zipline tour. It's a combination of all 3 courses, so you get a little sample of all 3. And off-roading in the winter is just a completely different experience. It's very cool. What I love most is just seeing people's faces when they take this experience with us. As I said, our tagline is get out of your element, and that's truly what we do here. You know, get outside, get off your phone, experience something you've never done before. That's what we're all about. Alpine Adventures is a must-do experience for you.
My name is Kevin Bell. I'm the Vice President of Marketing here at Loon Mountain Resort in Lincoln, New Hampshire. And I have been at Loon for over 10 years. Most people know Loon for our winter activities, skiing and snowboarding. And our growth into the summer and fall activity has been tremendous. During the summer and fall, we offer gondola sky rides, downhill mountain biking, outdoor ninja course, and a lot more. The appeal of Loon to families is our size and our location. It's perched in the White Mountain National Forest, and it sits on the banks of the Pemigewasset River, right next to the Kancamagus Highway. All of these locations are iconic to the state of New Hampshire, so it really provides an opportunity for an accessible mountain experience for people of all ages. Guests have been riding Loon's gondola sky ride since we opened in 1966. Since then, it's been a 4-person gondola sky ride. Although the lift has improved over the years, we've offered that attraction since then. It'll bring you to the top of Loon Peak, which is just over 2,900 feet above sea level, and offers really incredible views of the surrounding White Mountains, including Mount Washington. Our downhill mountain biking offers over 13 miles of downhill bike park trails. We also offer over 8 miles of cross-country trails. We offer hiking trails, which cover 2,100 vertical feet. We've got glacial caves and much, much more. The sheer size and scale of Loon in proximity to Lincoln and Woodstock and proximity to Interstate 93 really makes it an incredible combination of access and big mountain experience. The ability for families to enjoy the mountains is right here at Loon. From top to bottom, we can offer 2,100 vertical feet of mountain exploration.
My name is Ann Clark Englert. I am in charge of group sales here at Clark's Bears in Lincoln, New Hampshire. And I have been here since I was a little girl. My grandparents, Ed and Florence Clark, left the greater New York City area in the 1920s to come here to New Hampshire to raise Eskimo sled dogs. So in the beginning, there were just the Eskimo sled dogs, and then they added the black bears. My father and uncle ended up doing a show, and that became more popular than the dogs. We then added a steam train and museums and these other rides and shops and attractions, and here we are 95 years later at Clark's Bears. Clark's Bears is uniquely New Hampshire. We have a trained black bear show, circus acts, a steam train ride. We have rides and attractions, museums, shops, and it seems to have a little something for everyone. At this time, we have more than 20 family members working here on property. My cousins, Maureen and Murray Clark, are the current bear trainers.
Tell Maureen she's ready to play, right there. Good catch.
Good girl.
Then she hands it back and gets a little bit of money.
Good job, Hill.
You can tell she's excited to play.
They have followed in their father's footsteps of being a bear trainer. So we are on second generation, but at this time, even their children are starting with the bears. 50 years ago this year, Wolfman was born. Wolfman is an old curmudgeon that is out in the woods, and he doesn't want the passengers on that train to see that he has a mine out there.
It's the end of the line! Don't take your frustrations out on me! I told you you were welcome here!
He's afraid those passengers are gonna come across that covered bridge and steal his claim. So he's trying to chase you away so no one will come and steal his unobtainium.
You were lucky this time. You won't be so lucky next time, I can promise you that.
I think people come to Clark's because they can feel the generational experience of coming here. Some people really identify with certain bears that we have and really enjoy one particular bear. Other people like the museums or the rides, but overall they come and they feel that this is a family-owned property. I would like to think that after 95 years that our grandparents and our parents are looking down on us and are proud of what we have continued to offer the guests and the tourists of this area.
My name's Jesse Answer. I'm the marketing director here at Whalestail Water Park, and I've been here, this is my 8th season. Whalestail we describe as the better choice, and there's a multitude of reasons for that. Being located in the heart of the White Mountains, Whalestail is extremely unique. Just the views you get when you're on the towers waiting for your slide are awesome, and the ride mix here is so unique. There's truly something for everyone in the family, and I think that's what keeps people coming back. We've been around since 1984, back when we were Fantasy Farm with the original South Tower slide, and we've kind of evolved from there into really a mainstream water park. We have Bonsai Pipeline and the Eye of the Storm, which are definitely two of our flagship attractions for older people in the group. You know, those are kind of our thrilling rides.
3, 2, 1, launch!
We also have Akua Beach, which is our surf simulator. So that's kind of more of an experience-based ride. So every time you get on it, it's going to be a little different depending on what you put in is what you're going to get out of it. For the smaller kids and whatnot, we've got Shipwreck Island and Whale Harbor, which are both huge spray grounds, which offer a variety of slides or interactive pieces for kids. Outside of rides, we have live entertainment. We've got our summer concert series, whether it's music or a DJ or a band. We have a full-service bar, 2 full-service restaurants, so there's plenty to keep everybody entertained here. As Whalestail evolves, we pride ourselves on continuing to deliver legendary experiences. We limit our ticket sales, so a sold-out day here, you're still not waiting in extravagant lines. You're still going to get to do every ride you want, which just adds to that overall experience of being better. What I love most about being here is just seeing the experiences that people have. You know, you stand at the bottom of the slide for a while. Everyone that comes down says, I want to do it again. And just, there's so much excitement. Everyone's having a good day. And it just makes my job really easy. Your day at Whalestail is going to be one to remember.
I'm John DeVivo, General Manager at Franconia Notch State Park, and of course the Flume Gorge is one of our primary attractions. So a lot of people don't know that the Flume Gorge was actually discovered by a 93-year-old woman, Jess Guernsey. So she's out here hiking an hour or two into the wilderness, and then has to convince people that not only is this thing real, but that they should come and see it. So the Flume Gorge is it's a 2-mile self-guided nature hike that takes you across a couple of world-famous historic covered bridges, and also right through the Flume Gorge itself, which has 90-foot granite walls and wooden walkways that wind their way through there. It's really kind of like a New Hampshire rainforest, if you will. Everybody in New England pretty much knows someone who has either gone through the Flume Gorge or is headed to the Flume Gorge. The more rain we get, the higher the water is, the more people love it. When I was a kid, we always used to come up through the White Mountains and experience most of the White Mountain attractions. The Flume Gorge I remember very vividly because it seemed so big. You know, when I was 5, 6, 7 years old, the flume was huge, and we used to run through the Bear Cave, and we used to run up through the Wolf's Den and run across each of the 2 bridges, and to see that while everything around us has changed, the Flume Gorge is still very much the same. What makes it so cool is that you're in the wilderness. Again, you're on a perfectly safe gravel path, but you're literally out in the middle of this rainforest type of scenario, and you're just out there. And you're standing next to the same giant boulder that your grandfather stood next to, your great-grandmother may have stood next to. I mean, people have been doing this for decades and decades, and really that's what keeps bringing them back, is everyone says, you have to go and try this thing. Here at Franconia Notch State Park, we really do consider this to be the flagship state park in New Hampshire. We're very proud of our heritage within New Hampshire, where we really want to give people a sense of being when they're here, and we want them to remember us for their entire lives once they've gone. I'm John DeVivo, General Manager here at Franconia Notch State Park, and of course the Cannon Mountain Aerial Tramway is one of our primary attractions. So Cannon Mountain was actually started from a business perspective in 1938 with the original launch of the aerial tramway.
More than 50 years of park development have made Franconia Notch a place visitors return to year after year. America's first aerial tramway was built on Cannon Mountain in 1938. In 1980, it was replaced with cars with windows in all directions.
Beautiful day today. We'll start by looking west, which is out the other side from myself.
The tram car glides up from the valley. Sensation of movement comes only from the trees and rocks moving beside skiers and sightseers.
So the success during the summer months really stimulated the ski industry here in New Hampshire and then nationwide. Most people recognize Cannon as New England's premier skiing destination, or certainly New Hampshire's premier skiing destination. At 4,100 feet, there aren't too many 4,000 footers. Throughout New England, Cannon has the highest elevation and the largest vertical drop in New Hampshire, and is one of the top 5 or 6 in all of New England. Serviced by the aerial tramway, of course, we've also got a summit lift as well. So people want to come here because you've got this iconic aerial tramway. It's the only one in New Hampshire. There are only 2 of them in all of New England, and there are only 24 aerial tramways in all of North America. So people come here for the attraction, and then they get here and they're stricken by the scenery of the place. I mean, you're looking out at mountains, lakes. There's a 118-mile view on a clear day, which is fantastic. You can see 4 different states and into eastern Canada. I mean, it's pretty darn cool once you get up here and experience it. There's also what we call the Rim Trail. It's a nice 20-minute walk all the way around the summit with several rock outcroppings and whatnot. So yeah, here at Franconia Notch State Park, we really do consider this to be the flagship state park in New Hampshire. We're very proud of our heritage within New Hampshire. We really want to give people a sense of being when they're here, and we want them to remember us for their entire lives once they've gone.
I'm Ryan Presby. Been here since 2002. I'm the general manager here at the Mount Washington Cog Railway. The Cog Railway is a mountain climbing train. It climbs from the base of Mount Washington at about 2,700 feet in elevation to the summit at 6,288 feet in elevation. So it's a rack railway. There's only 2 in North America. This is the first mountain climbing train. So the Mount Washington Cog Railway started construction in 1866. It was finished in 1869, took 3 years to build the railway to the summit. It was built on the idea of new and exciting technology. And that was, steam was in its infancy back in the 1850s. And so the idea of a mountain climbing steam train was ridiculous. Enough so that when the charter was applied for in the New Hampshire State Legislature, they laughed at Sylvester Marsh when he applied for it and said, why don't you go ahead and just build a railway to the moon? And that's where we got our nickname of Railway to the Moon. 2008, we started introducing biodiesel locomotives into our fleet. We now have 7 diesel locomotives, and we keep 2 steam locomotives operable, one from 1875 and one from 1908. Fall season is our busiest time of year, and obviously because we get fall foliage, so you get the beautiful colors of the leaves, you can get the oranges and the reds during peak foliage season, and you can really enjoy those views looking down on them from on top of the mountain. So the Mount Washington Cog Railway is family friendly. It's an attraction that we run year-round, even in the winters. And during the wintertime, we go about a third of the way up the mountain to what we call Wambeck Station, where you can roast a hot dog or a marshmallow over an open fire. During the summer, we go all the way to the summit of Mount Washington, home of the world's worst weather, and home of the Mount Washington State Park. And from there, you can potentially see the ocean on the other side of Portland, Maine. You can see that far on a perfectly clear day. On the other hand, you can also get the fun experience of being inside of a cloud and feel that moisture content of being in a cloud. It's probably something pretty unique that you haven't felt before. Part of what we do here is just keeping that idea alive of building new technologies and innovation. So we're looking towards green energies and moving towards electric locomotives. Those electric locomotives will be designed and built right here on site. And right now, electric's at the pinnacle of technology, and we want to try to capture that here at the Cog Railway. So the Mount Washington Cog Railway is so unique and so special. It's an opportunity that you have to see at least once in your lifetime, and come visit us during every season that we have here just to see the changes and the different types of experiences you can see on the train ride, the different views that are available, and see what the local area has to offer.
Hi, I'm Jim, and I'm one of Santa's helpers at Santa's Village in Jefferson, New Hampshire. Santa's Village is a children's theme park geared to Christmas. It's Santa's summer home. It's been here for over 70 years, owned and operated by the same family since the beginning, now in their third and fourth generations. And it's always been about one thing, delivering pure joy, family style, to families throughout New England. The funny thing about Santa's Village is a lot of people don't think about Christmas in the summertime. But when you come here, you get everything you love about Christmas, including Santa and his reindeer and gingerbread cookies, all summer long without the cold. We're also open in November and December for our Christmas time season as well, and that is just as popular as the summertime. A park that was designed to run really in 70 degrees and sunny weather, we actually run it when it's 20 degrees and snowing as well. When you're at Santa's Village, you feel the magic of Christmas. So you hear it in the air with the Christmas carols playing throughout the park. When you see reindeer, live reindeer, you know that Santa is here, and you can stop in and see him if you'd like. He loves to see you, and you're just going to have joy. You're going to feel that pure joy, family style that we're all about here. What brings people back to Santa's Village year after year is they just build on those memories. Whatever it is that you really enjoy doing with your family, the time you spend with your kids, you hear them laugh at something, you see them light up at something they haven't seen before, haven't done before. And you know they've made a memory that they're going to keep forever. The White Mountains of New Hampshire are a pretty special place all around. There's a lot of natural attractions, there's a lot of man-made attractions, and something like this is exactly like you would expect Santa to find as a great summer home. So that's why he's here in Jefferson, New Hampshire all summer long. It's just a beautiful, wonderful place to be in the summertime and November, December as he gears up to hit the road. Pure joy, family style. That's what you get here all day long at Santa's Village.
My name is Greg Neptune. I'm the customer service manager here at Conway Scenic Railroad, and I've been here for coming up on 2 years now. So Conway Scenic Railroad offers a unique opportunity for guests to come and enjoy what the railroad was like in the 1870s era here in North Conway, New Hampshire. And we offer a unique historical ride through the White Mountain Valley area up through Crawford Notch. We provide spectacular views of the valley below and also give a historical background of what life was like here in the valley. We run our operations out of our Victorian 1874 railroad station. It has several other buildings in the same area, so we take pride in preserving the history here in the White Mountain Valley area and share that with the rest of the world of what makes us such a unique and wonderful place to come and visit. We have several different heritage rail excursions that we do offer. Our probably most scenic and most popular rail excursion would be our Mountaineer. That offers a spectacular 4-hour plus journey through the White Mountains up through Crawford Notch, where the engine uncouples on one end and goes around the other side. The guests have a little layover up there where they can experience the train station up at Crawford Notch. They can see where the Saco River starts, walk around Saco Lake that's up there. You get people from all over the world who come here to Conway Scenic Railroad and say that this is spectacular scenery. The views from the mountains on our Mountaineer are second to none. And the fact that the railroad is still carrying on tradition of train travel through the area and still providing spectacular views is what really is part of the magic of the railroad. It's the employees, it's the smiles on the children's faces that come and see these antique train equipment. Children of all ages from 1 year old up to 99. Everyone enjoys the railroad, and we in the train crew and staff really enjoy interacting with the guests here at the railroad, and that's something that has held true since I was a kid. The Conway Scenic Railroad is a spectacular fourth-season attraction that provides guests some wonderful experiences here in the Mount Washington Valley area.
My name is Becca Deshane. I'm the marketing director here at Cranmore, and I've been here for 19 years. Cranmore is an action-packed, family-friendly, vibrant, progressive, four-season resort and is really woven into the tapestry of mountain living in the valley. Cranmore has been here for 86 years. We have such a rich history when it comes to the Honda Schneider Ski School, innovations in grooming and snowmaking, and the snow trains. Back in the day, the Cranmore Ski Mobile was one of the premier summer attractions in North Conway. This is what really put Cranmore on the map for summer operations. In the summer, Cranmore is open with our Mountain Adventure Park attractions and our downhill bike park. Our Mountain Adventure Park includes our mountain coaster, Soaring Eagle zip line, giant swing, summer tubing, climbing wall, and so much more. We are also located at the end of the Mount Washington Valley Rec Path, which is a new path to the valley. It's a 2.9-mile paved rec path that runs between Cranmore and Settlers Green Outlet Village. This is a great amenity for guests staying at the resort and folks in the valley looking for something to do with their family. We continue to expand our downhill bike park trails year after year. We're up to over 6 miles of terrain, 11 trails. It's nice because there's really terrain for all ability levels with smooth, machine-built flow trails and technical terrain for more advanced riders. We offer a full fleet of full suspension downhill mountain bikes, electronic pedal assist bikes, and hybrid bikes and pull-along trailers for the rec path. There's a ton of positive momentum here at the resort. This is truly an exciting time for Cranmore as we continue to establish ourselves as a leader in the industry, a leader in the Mount Washington Valley, and in the outdoor summer recreation industry. People return to Cranmore year after year. This is a place where they come with their families, make memories, whether it's skiing and riding or a fun day in our mountain adventure park. It has been such a great experience, and it's truly an exciting time to watch Cranmore morph into a vibrant four-season resort.
My name is Daniel Hosmer, and I am the aquarium director here at Living Shores Aquarium. Living Shores is the first and only aquarium in New Hampshire. It is located in Glen, New Hampshire, in the Mount Washington Valley. We have about 32,000 square feet of different attractions, interactive exhibits, fish tanks, etc., and about 50,000 gallons of water pumping through the systems here, which house things like sharks, rays, sea urchins, pufferfish, eels. I would almost say that the word aquarium doesn't really even do us justice sometimes. We are a wildlife interactive exhibit experience. Some of the things that you can actually do when you're here is get hands-on with our animals here. So you can go into our aviary and actually hand feed fruit and nectar to our birds. You can dunk your hands into the tanks with stingrays and let them eat shrimp and fish right out of them. You can pick up sea urchins. You can handle lizards, snakes, cockroaches, spiders, all sorts of things like that, and actually learn about them while you're doing it too. So in addition to just looking at the exhibits here, we offer a number of other sort of educational opportunities. About every half hour at one of our tanks, there is either a talk or a show. And a couple times a day, we actually bring out animals so that you can get up close and personal with them, actually hold them, touch them, pet them, get a chance to ask questions of our animal care staff here who takes care of them every day. I think one of the things that makes us really unique here is the memories that we create. People walk into here and they get an experience that really immerses them in wildlife adventure. So they start their experience at the aquarium walking through our New Hampshire Lakes exhibit. They move towards our rainforest jungle experience where they're feeding birds, they're seeing insects, snakes, reptiles, and then they get to walk through freshwater rivers, and then they get to go through saltwater oceans, and like all of these things that are really just immersing them in being a part of something that's bigger than themselves. And I think what we do really well is we create connections for people to the natural world that otherwise they might not have. We are constantly upgrading and expanding and changing what we do here. We are always growing. So the exhibits we have now are not fully fleshed out. We actually have room for more animals, so we're bringing in new things all the time. And we're constantly sort of updating what they look like, switching out animals for new ones that we can provide different education with. It is a constantly changing environment here, and I feel like every time you come back here, it's going to be a little bit different. Living Shores is proud to be an immersive wildlife experience that's offered year-round, indoors, for all of our guests to enjoy.
I'm Lauren Fullerton. I'm the Director of Marketing at Storyland in Glen, New Hampshire, and I am in my 9th season. Storyland's a theme park in Glen, New Hampshire. We're geared towards children ages 2 to 12. We're a family theme park, so we want you to come with your family, your grandparents, your siblings, your cousins, and have a great time and make lifelong memories. Bob and Ruth Morrill founded Storyland in 1954 after they were over in Europe. And they met an individual that actually created dolls based on the fairy tale stories that we know and love, and she gave them the idea to create a village for these dolls. So they came back here and created Storyland. Storyland is pretty iconic for Cinderella's castle. We have a royal pumpkin coach ride that'll take you up to meet Cinderella in her castle. We also have a whole storybook play area that are all based on our fairy tale characters that you know and love, like the Three Little Pigs and Billy Goat's Gruff and Alice's Teacups. And then there's more thrill rides for kids that are feeling adventurous. Like we have 2 roller coasters, a log flume ride, lots of things that spin. We also have an awesome lineup of characters and shows here. Peter Pan and Tinkerbell, Daniel Tiger and Katarina Kitty Cat also have their own show in the park. We have over 20 rides and attractions, play areas, and something for all ages. I would say our essence is pretty magical. Every kid that walks through Storyland is in awe, especially their first trip. And if it's their dinosaur experience to their Cinderella experience, whatever that unique thing is, they're just in awe. And the parents are just as in love with that memory because they are watching their children just fully engulfed in the experience of these magical areas. Storyland is absolutely where fantasy lives, so we want you to come with your family and make lifelong memories.
My name is Toby Reichart. I work at the Mount Washington Auto Road. I'm the general manager here, and I've been working for the company for 8 years. The Mount Washington Auto Road is a road up the highest peak in the Northeast. It goes to the summit of Mount Washington, which is at an elevation of 6,288 feet. The Mount Washington Auto Road is the oldest man-made attraction. It originated back in the 1850s. It was a carriage road back then. And then in the early 1900s, it changed ownership, and the same families actually own the auto road today. We provide transportation. We do guided tours up the auto road, and we also have a drive yourself option. So there's different means of getting up there. You could use your motorcycle, you could drive your own car up. Like I said, you could take one of our guided tours with our experienced drivers that will give a narration as you're going up the mountain as to what you're seeing in the history of the mountain and so forth. You can also take a four-wheeler up if you choose. So there's plenty of options here for you. Once you're climbing up the road, of course, you're in tree line until about 4,200 feet, maybe a little less than that. Once you get above the trees, though, that's where the views just open right up, and it's absolutely magnificent. On a day like today where it's no clouds in the sky, you can actually see 130 miles, which is quite amazing. Our partners are at the summit of the mountain. The New Hampshire State Park actually owns the summit of Mount Washington. The Mount Washington Observatory is another one of our partners. They have a museum that's downstairs that you can learn about what they do up there in regards to the weather and you know how important it is for them to be there. We actually own a gift shop at the summit. It's the first building you see as you get up with the chains over it. Besides that, it's just enjoy the views and what there is to take in while you're up there. The Mount Washington Auto Road is an unforgettable experience that you'll remember for a lifetime.